Hello, my name is Alejandro Serna, and our course description. The course for Ancient Language Education and the Learning is a methodological course, theoretical practical, which is part of the path of the practical component of Licenciatura en Lenguas Extranjeras con énfasis en inglés in space, phase, fast, of participant observation, which is the developed concerning a specific object of study whose characteristic is the person who observes, collects the information in the natural environment of the object observed, thus becoming a participatory method of collecting data that involve interaction with the plonema and/or events observed. For the course, students must develop 32 hours practical and 20 of them in situ in an educational institution. Activity. Phase 2. Participant observation practice. 8 hours participant observation practice. 2 hours material development. 3 hours SAPIC. Phase 3. Participant observation practice. 8 hours participant observation practice. 2 hours material development. Phase 4. Participant observation practice. 3 hours for a SAPEC. 3 hours for a portfolio. 3 hours for simulate a scenario. The learning strategy is organized in 5 phases. Phase 1. Recognition activity. Phase 2. Participant observation practice. Phase 3. Participant observation practice. Phase 4. Participant observation practice. Phase 5. Final activity. Educational and pedagogical practice. Training guide that articulates the knowledge and practice of each teach society, culture, and educational context, from participatory observation, immersion, and research promoting cultural diversity. Methodological and practical courses. Methodological and practical courses. The methodological is the one that acts in relation to the practical theory for the development of comprehension process necessary to have the one knowledge of the professional teacher, and the practical is that the situate learning act science disfavors the range and mobilization of theories. Procedures, procedures, procedures that are present in scenarios for the pedagogical development and also present clear and concise context for the application of various prior knowledge. Teacher in training. A teacher in training is understood as the person who formally enrolls in academic degree program of UNAT in a procedural and unplanned wide academic and training activities, with the purpose of acquiring the skills, quality standards, and learning results of the exercise, and the teaching profession. Actors in the academic network of pedagogical and education practice. National leader of the program, national team of pedagogical and educational practice, national leader of the school practical component, zonal leader of the school practice, course directors, teacher of accompaniment of practice, courses network. Principles of action of teacher in training in the pedagogical and educational practice. Integral teaching practice the teacher in training when carrying out the educational activities while population is a representative of not on the school of the educational scenes, therefore expected to life of the community expectations. Academic practice, so they are not acceptable conducta violenta physical, psychological, emotional, or moral integrity of unknown of the member of the academic communities. Practice. 2. Dialogue between educational actors our that the practice process is carried out between people in their different contexts. The teacher's training will give priority to assertive, purposeful, and respectful dialogue when there were disagreements with a member of the educational community where he carries of practice. 3. Promoting safe environments for children and teenagers as community carers for each other's practitioners. Promote inter practice scenarios free of all form of discrimination, violation of sex, political of religious ideology, and situations that physical or moral risk for children and adolescents. Exercise their practice while respect to people levels of training and human development and strict adherence to the law and the norms of UNAT. Respect for difference, the wealth of the communities lies. These four. In its diversity, so that the practitioner will adapt their teaching strategies, resource on mediations, observing the different levels of training and people expectations will base its practice on an ongoing dialogue why their programs leader, course directors, accompanying teachers and the educational community to improve and make their practice relevant. 5. Excellence in service. The practitioner must be aware of the responsibility that includes their exercise of teaching of science. Pedagogical practice in training teacher is expected to be an example work dedication and respect for the profession and this will be reflected in consistent planning in unsupervised training actions. These are rights of teachers in training in development of their pedagogical and educational practice. Our duties of undergrad or students is development of their pedagogical and educational practice. 1. Thus are ensuring in the current study regulation of UNAT. 2. Read understand the practice guidelines document pedagogical and educational school educational scenes. 3. Take responsibility of for the preparation of medical, pedagogical, and educational practice from registration and participation in the practical seminar. 4. Be affiliated to EPS or SISBEN. 5. Plan and they have sufficient time for compliance and development of on-site activities and activities in campus virtual. 6. Maintain assertive, relevant, and constant communication with the practice scenario, the accompanying teacher, and the titular teacher of the practice scenario. 7. A preparatory personal presentation and attitudes in accordance with their roles as future teachers. Complete with the schedule and delivery of activities assigned according established criteria. 9. Now abide by and complete with the institutional guidelines for consistency established in the assigned practice scenario. 10. Complete with the activities on schedules established in the practice, abstaining from activities that do not correspond to the academic function of your process. 11. Practice all activities and sustaining in the courses of the formative growth of the pedagogical and educational practice in the setting of assigned teaching practice. 12. Prepare in advance and quality your observation session, participant intervention, formative research, on the workshop, establish in the activities guides, give for development of the practical component, planning of the pedagogical and educational practice. Activity participating in practicalization stage of pedagogical and educational practice. This is important diverse. Other rights of teachers in training in the development of their pedagogical and educational practice. 1. Those ensured in the current study regulation of NAT. Be priority interface in the practical seminar and have an allocation of relevant practice scenario taking into account their requirements and complying with the provision of the regulation for the allocation. 3. Receive relevant teaching guidelines that will allow you to establish their pedagogical and educational practice. Research relating to the restraining of their skill and competencies as teacher. 4. Receiving induction on the development of pedagogical practice and educational. 5. Receive guidance and support from the academic internship network, location adaptation, and performance during the training period. 6. Be valued and respected in an academic space for the development of course of pedagogical and education practice. 7. Be affiliated to RL by the practice setting of the university. 8. Certification of their practical exercise to be recognized as professional experience in accordance with the current legal regulation first job. Thank you so much.